back to Grappling with Insanity. So today we're going to cover the Japanese necktie. Last week we covered the Peruvian necktie, and I believe I spoke about how the Peruvian necktie works well off of the anaconda or the arm and guillotine, and if I didn't, they do. So follow those in a kind of a chain. What you'll notice with the Japanese necktie, it follows up well after not being able to get the darce. So maybe you can't get your arm on your bicep or your shoulder, and you can't get this figure 4 kind of setup for the darce. Well, if you can't get that, there are a couple of details you're going to want to pay attention to in order to get this Japanese necktie. Now, I have seen the Boogeyman, or Richie Martinez, pull off a Peruvian off of a Japanese necktie. It looks like it's a little bit more modified in the way he does it. And again, you can go on YouTube and look it up. It might be on BJJ Scout. It's out there. I haven't seen too many other people chaining the Japanese necktie and the Peruvian together, just because the arms move. The Peruvian, the arm is going from the head, neck, and shoulders, and you're choking with the arm that goes across the head, neck, and shoulders off this side here. With the darce and the Japanese necktie, you're typically choking with the arm that's going from the armpit up to the head, neck, and shoulders, and you're either getting this grip in here or you're getting this grip and cranking. Again, there are two other important details when you're getting the Japanese necktie to get the submission. If you don't have those, then maybe chaining the Peruvian into it might be an option. Let's go ahead and get into the Japanese necktie. I'm going to show you from the positions we've been working on kneeling. Last week I used a prop. I'm going to bring that prop in again because I really want I want the dummy, the person, to support my weight. And a lot of times that's when they're in the turtle position. So when you snap them down, or maybe they spin up to their knees, a lot of times they'll be in this position, maybe guarding their neck or doing whatever. In order for me to do that with the dummy, I need to use a prop. Let's get to it. When I did the Peruvian necktie, I used the prop. I'm going to use the prop again. Just because we're doing everything from kneeling, we're getting this position from kneeling, the front headlock. We can get the front headlock from a couple different positions, but for most of this video, we're doing it from this kneeling position and the snap down. For the Japanese necktie, it's similar to the darce. Last time when we got the darce, I was really getting the darce from the north-south. You can also get it from this turtle position, but you need to break him down. So the Peruvian, you had the chin strap. It was easy because we just got it hooked right here. His hand was still facing us. Our left hand was facing away. With the other one, we want to have a different grip. Right? We want to have it so our left hand, the palm, was facing this way, and this hand we want to have inverted S grip. We're going to take our knee down, slide our hands up, and get this grip on the back of the head, and we're going to turn it down. Right? We can just fall down, and I still have this on his head. Now what I need to do is I need to capture the leg. You need to capture the leg, and you can cross your feet here if you want. From here, you want to tuck that head in, and you want to follow your body over it, and then you want to extend into him. Your belly is now on the back of his head. My left forearm is coming up with my blade of the arm and the side of the neck. And now I'm just kind of rolling my arm, right, and arching into him. So let's get that from another angle. I can't get the actual darce position, so that's why I'm in here position. Now I'm going to switch my feet, come up and capture this leg, keeping pressure here. Capture the leg. I'm going to fall to my side, and now my belly is on the back of his head. I'm keeping my elbows tight, and now I'm just going to extend, pulling my arm right across his neck. I keep this deep I'm keeping pressure on the back of his head, my right forearm. Right. Sometimes when you're first learning this, it's a lot of crank. So just be aware. You realize you have to have your left hand facing you and your right hand is kind of facing that direction, like this. Where the Peruvian is like this. This hand is facing you, right? So your hand like this slides through and it becomes that bolt cutter or 3/4 kind of Nelson on the back of his head. You flip him down, and here, still keeping pressure here. You want to grab the leg, and then what you want to do is, I want my belly to come over the back of his head. So I'm still doing this. My forearm is still on the back of his head here, right? And now I'm still lifting up on this arm, bringing on the side of his neck, while I'm basically taking my belly and pushing his head over my arm. Right, from in here, and I'm just going like this. But you can't do that if you don't trap that leg. Right? So the key point is to have the head against your belly and trap this leg. Lifting up on the arm, this arm is still cutting in. Bonus would be, I'm in half guard. Right? I'm in half guard. He gets his underhook here. I get the whizzer. Boom. Right? From here, maybe you need to put your foot up and really bury this. Now see, I can't get my arm over this. So this is a perfect time to come to this grip. Right? The thumb is against his body, his head, his neck. My right hand is still controlling this head here. And now I'm just going to get this S grip. Crank this in. Now I don't even have to go back and grab the leg because I'm still in the half guard. So this is a nice position. You don't even have to pass half guard. You're cranking in the head, not on the neck, but on the kind of on the spine here. And now once you fall, I have the leg already. I'm just going to take this leg, kick it in, and I'm just going to tilt over to my right side. Again, I'm not falling this way. I'm just falling right over his head. Right? And now I'm going to do is pull my left arm up, push my belly in, and extend. All right, so we're going to try a new angle, just so you can see what I'm doing from above. This may or may not work, but I think for the sake of this technique, it's important to see it from above, the bird's eye view. All right, so we're in the half guard. We're in the half guard. They have the underhook. All right, they have the underhook. I have a whizzer. Right, I have the whizzer. And maybe they're starting to go like they want to go underneath me to roll me. So what I need to do is, I'm going to take my right hand, cup the back of his neck, post my foot up, and then I'm going to lay heavy on his right arm and try to shoot my left hand down to get a darce. But now it's too shallow, I can't get it. This is the perfect time to slide back, crank on the back of the head, again my S grip, right? I have this tight in. Now what I need to do is, I need to bring my right knee in, and they need to come up and over and fall to my side here. I still have my right forearm against his back of his head. I'm pulling this arm, my left arm, to my body, and I'm extending with my belly into his head, and I'm pushing his neck over my left forearm, right? Creating that Japanese necktie. Right. And let's do this from the kneeling position too, just as long as you see how this works. Cool. Right. So I'm over him. I start out with my normal hand grip. And here I switch my hands. I go from here to here. You can see that. Here to here. My knee comes in, cuts that arm, back of the head. Now what I need to do is I'm going to create that nut bolt cutter, and I'm pushing this back of his head, flipping all the way out of the way. From in here, now I need to switch my legs, come up and capture this arm over here, here, fall over, close. I'll try to show you what I saw Richie Martinez do in one of his MMA fights. Was he did a Japanese necktie first. He was losing it and then came out with a Peruvian. It's gonna be a little difficult with the dummy, but I'll try it. Right, in here, breaks it down, in here. It's just like in here, boom. Then what happened was this guy somehow got to his knees and he was losing this. So what Richie did was he stepped up, he threw this leg over the back and this leg over the top, and he got the Peruvian this way. Japanese necktie, breaking down the side, here. Got the leg, gets over here, but this person gets up to his knees, and now I can't really get this Japanese necktie. So Richie keeps the pressure on the back of his neck. He threw over the leg over the back first. Again, much more flexible. Pulls him on top of him, and then throws the one over the head and choke this way. A little bit different than the typical Peruvian, because the other Peruvian, this arm was doing the choking. So it's not really a Peruvian, but he has a half and half, the hybrid. Most of the choking is coming from my left arm, in this case. The move that Richie does is, probably just done in the moment. Not letting go of that grip, not letting go of that Japanese, coming in that dark position. If he was really doing a Peruvian, he'd have to change his grips, and bring it over here and choke with this one. But since he was doing it from everything from the same Darce kind of Japanese necktie position, it's more of a hybrid. Darkness has poor eye contact. Right. Have a good night.